I don't even think we need to throw back to going back to school.
Why is that?
Senior year in September, duh.
The only lunchbox I ever owned was a New Kids on the Block lunchbox. I was obsessed with it.
It was tin. It wasn't very well insulated. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like a tin box. I was basically a construction worker in the 1920s.
I had a Care Bear lunchbox and I carried it for way too long. I didn't have a boyfriend for a long time. I'm just saying that that was the reason, not because of my personality or my looks.
We got stuck with brown bags and you would just look at all your friends and be like, let me open my cool Transformers lunchbox and I have like all these nice things.
I did always have a nice thermos though. My mom would pack me soup.
I had a Fraggle Rock, like really young. I had a Fraggle Rock lunchbox, and then like a stickum from like your parents being like, "Have a good day." You'd be like, "I will," because I'm like 9 and I have nothing to do.
I had one with the cooler bag, and then you'd have the little like ice brick in there to keep
You weren't one of those kids.
Yeah.
The ice block kid.
Definitely was.
I didn't know that the like ice block kid, was that a thing?
Yeah, that was for like the
rich kids.
Holy smokes, Lisa Frank. Lisa Frank was my Lisa Frank.
What's that?
You were a Lisa Frank person?
Absolutely. Have you met me?
Look at your hair,
I was a Lisa
You were a
Frank
Lisa
person.
Frank.
I had Lisa Frank everything. I had the folders, I had the pens, I even had a backpack.
If you didn't have Lisa Frank stationery, you were not cool.
You can't sit with us! Anything Lisa Frank I was addicted to, and I owned pretty much everything in every color, which is pretty easy to do because it's Lisa Frank.
No. Lisa Frank, no.
What is Lisa Frank?
Mustn't have made it to Australia.
Is it kind of like a stationery?
I feel like Lisa Frank embodies the 90s in all ways.
The Golden Retriever was super cute.
The Golden Retriever was the best one.
I still have a Lisa Frank like snow leopard, like Trapper Keeper that I keep my things in.
And they were the most vibrant colors. Every little boy had one.
There was too much pink.
Lots of unicorns, lots of colors. I remember like lots of zebra prints.
I went more for like, well, I'm like a tomboy, so I had like superheroes and crap. Ninja Turtles.
And then there was Lisa Frank stickers.
Yes! You're bringing me back.
Who is Lisa Frank? Where is she?
Is she a person?
By the way, you know Lisa Frank is coming out with an adult coloring book right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We need that.
So this throwback is so not throwback anymore.
If you look at Lisa Frank now, it might be the most obnoxious designs in the entire world. They're like nightmarish animals with all these colors around them. They were horrifying, but everybody had Lisa Frank.
Trapper Keepers, you guys.
You were no one unless you had a Trapper Keeper.
Yep.
I actually don't even fully know what that is.
The Trapper Keepers were like a 3-ring binder, but they also had this little flap so you would trap your stuff and keep it in so your stuff wouldn't
That
fall
was
out.
gonna be my next question. Why the is it called a Trapper Keeper?
Trapper Keeper.
It's a glorified binder.
I loved Trapper Keepers. I felt like a tiny little businesswoman with a Trapper Keeper. Like as if like 3rd grade was important. Like it made me feel powerful.
I had a football Trapper Keeper because Walmart was out of anything that was feminine and I didn't care. I just wanted a Trapper Keeper that bad.
Oh, I didn't have that. No, I had hand-me-down folders that other people would use that my mom would steal from offices. It had like patient information on it. Anyway.
You could customize like the inserts.
The tabs.
The little white tabs that you would write like history, but like you could only get to like hist for history because like the tab was like this
so
big.
Tiny.
Trapper Keepers were really cool. Do you remember like they would always break at the end of the year because they were so cheap and crappy?
Oh, and then it would like make that noise that like, oh, and then your finger would get stuck in it sometimes. And it'd make a little mark, remember?
Remember the pocketbook that you would put in
your
pencils, your pencil pocketbook, like in between the rings?
Mechanical pencils only.
Yeah, things were happening.
I remember when you would sit in class and like it was quiet, you had to like slowly open it because the Velcro would just be like.
That is when I learned how to be organized, and since then everything's gone downhill very quickly.
Very quickly. And if you couldn't separate your loose leaf in an orderly fashion with the Trapper Keeper and your tabs, who were you?
Oh my gosh.
JanSport backpack.
BX!
They were good because they were solid colors, but you would always look for that patch in the corner that said JanSport, and if you had the knockoff, you weren't as cool.
Nope.
You can't sit with us!
If you had like Eastpak or something, you were not as cool.
Oh yeah, you were a
JanSport.
peasant. You were a full-on like poor peasant.
I used the same one from kindergarten to like freshman year in college. So every time it had holes, my grandma would sew it up.
I actually want a JanSport backpack right now. I'm on the market, for a JanSport backpack.
They're back.
They're back. They're
back.
better than ever.
They're back.
Did your friends ever sign them?
No.
I feel like we signed a lot. Like, we like would draw on them.
But in my school, we couldn't have a backpack that you couldn't see through. So it had to be either clear or mesh. So all of my JanSport backpacks were mesh.
So everyone could see everything in your
Yes,
backpack?
including your tampons.
Oh my God.
So awkward when you're like 14 years old.
Yeah.
And I also remember patches. Like we would put patches all over our JanSport backpacks.
But they couldn't fit much because it was literally just one little pouch.
Oh, there wasn't a lot
Like
of
by the end in
multi-functionality
high school, it was
inside.
like I need backpacks with 50 pouches.
Oh, in high school, I just didn't bring anything to class. And be like, ah, sorry, I forgot my book.
That's why I
Didn't
was a
go to
straight A
class.
student and she wasn't.
Important question though. Did you do 2 straps or 1 strap? Because I feel like it was very cool to just like dangle it off.
Yeah,
the
I was a
side.
1 strap. I'm like, I'm too busy, you guys.
I can't be bothered.
Can't be bothered.
And then at the bottom of the JanSport, there was like this like fake leathery kind of like cowhide material, and pens would like explode. So the bottom of the backpack was just like all these blotches. Remember?
Okay, so this was one of the things too that you got really excited for. In my locker, I would have a mirror, and then you have the little magnets that you put like pictures of your best friends, this and that on that. So yeah, locker decorations was everything.
And then we would get these chalkboards and like dry erase boards that like your friends could like leave you notes.
I just remember you would actually print out photos of your friends. This was before cell phones being so popular.
I'm gonna date myself, but perhaps there was a presidential scandal with a woman named Monica Lewinsky, and perhaps she was in my locker in high school.
Wait, like there's a picture of her hotness in your locker?
Yeah, I was like, what an idol. And she was
Goals.
literally goals. And my mom was like, why is she in your locker? I'm like, I like her a lot.
Going back to school, the main thing I remember is prepping your back to school first day outfit. You got like your like Gap Kids.
You
Gap
still wear Gap Kids, actually.
Back to school shopping was so important.
Really important.
Everything had to be like perfectly coordinated.
We prepped for back to school at my house for about 2 months prior, getting all the sales. So I had my first 2 weeks of school lined up, which consisted of corduroy overalls, jean overalls, khaki overalls, and a dressier version overall. So I pretty much owned every single pair of overalls that were ever made.
I'm still resentful about back to school clothes. I saw that in the magazines. I saw the ads in the mall. I never got back to school clothes. My grandma would just take my brother's clothing and then repurpose it for her granddaughter. So I wore guy clothes all the time.
I feel like my mom would only take me shopping like once a year, and it was always back to school, and she would give me a set amount and then never again.
See, I remember my school uniform was like, we had these disgusting like kind of pleated skirts.
Oh, yeah.
But like the cool thing to do was that like as low as you could possibly get it. So you just keep rolling it down, and then like the teachers would be like, roll your skirt back up.
I went on like a family trip once to like the Grand Canyon. Huge mistake, because then stylistically I was like, Western is so in, you guys. And I literally got cowboy boots and I wore them on Long Island, and I looked like Temple Grandin in like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and it was not a good look for me.
Yeah, everybody had back to school shoes, unless you were poor.
Back in the day, it was embarrassing. I was wearing white tennis shoes and corduroy overalls. I had 0 friends.
Oh, it was just like usually the light up shoes. The light up tennis shoes, if those existed.
I had some Airwalks back in the day.
Lily was rich.
I'd go to Hot Topic and I'd get special neon shoelaces.
I would get flip-flops and sandals for fall. Then you had to have PE sneakers, but they had to be like cool so that you could wear them during the day, because if it was a PE day, you didn't want to wear like your nasty sneakers all day. You wanted to wear like Converse or something that you could also do PE in.
I grew up with hand-me-downs, and the only thing we really got for back to school was new shoes, and they were like from Walmart. So it wasn't even like a name brand, it was like short-ass shoes. And it was just like, and my sister's clothes.
And then you'd have to get like boots, and then once school dances started, then you had to make sure you had your homecoming shoes, and homecoming was like 3 weeks after school started. So you had to have heels, boots, plus flip-flops, plus sneakers, plus Converse, plus 1 pair of actual real sneakers if you like did after school sports, which I did. So pretty much I had to buy like 44 pairs, 57 pairs of shoes every year.
Game over.
I like them.
See, Vans are still cool. That's why I buy them all now, because I wasn't allowed to have them as a kid.
just
So I just buy everything that I couldn't have then.
Your childhood self is living vicariously through you now.
My feet are really big to begin with, and I got back to school shoes one year for 7th grade, and I got skater shoes, but they didn't have my size, so I had to get men's skater shoes, and I got these big ass laces. You guys remember laces?
I loved covering my book. There was something so satisfying about applying the adhesive on the inner fold of the book, right?
I hated that they made you cover your books, but you would get like the fancy paper and they give you like the steps. I hated covering the books. It was so annoying.
I had neon book covers, but I liked to see through because I wanted to know what my book was, so I would have like the plastic neon.
I love like contacting all my books and buying a fresh pencil case and like smelling the pencil case.
It was like, what is the theme of the contact going to be this year?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Dolphins
am I going
or
with like a
butterflies?
Hello Kitty kind of
Do you
cartoon
know what
theme?
we mean by contact? Like, yeah, I didn't think you would.
Oh, it's like a book, like book
the
covering?
cover, so like the sticky kind of like plastic that you'd like cover your books in.
Well, we had the book socks, the stretchy, reusable ones.
Originally, my parents were like, we're not gonna spend money on a book cover. Here's a paper bag and make it
Grocery
yourself.
bag.
So I've made many book covers myself.
But you couldn't get bubbles in it. You have to like lay it out real
know.
flat and then like
I used to
cut the
make my
sides.
mum spend hours.
I could
was
only
like,
imagine your
"Boo,
poor
boo, boo,"
mother.
and she was like, Jesus Christ, fine.
It was so hard.
So hard.
It was like wrapping a gift, but like to another level, where the little side of the book has to slide
But
through.
not for nothing though, like what were we protecting?
Thank you.
Relax, everybody. It was a hardcover, okay? And the thing was like 20 years old anyway. Calm down.
Oh, college back to school, I was so excited because in high school, they had all these limitations on what you could and couldn't wear. In college, I like went full on hoochie. Like I was like showing it off because there was nobody to tell me I couldn't wear that to class. I made a lot of mistakes I shouldn't have, but I felt good doing it at the time.
Everything is more grown up. You need like appliances because now you're kind of living on your own.
Well, I was like, what do I wear? Like, what do I wear that says, hey, I'm like an adult now and I'm like a smart academic, but I'm also cool and I will party at the uni bar if you invite me.
College back to school shopping was like, oh my gosh, how many bottles of cheap vodka can I fit stolen from my parents' house into my suitcase?
Yeah.
And where's the Jell-O shot?
To prepare for school starting, I literally bought nothing. I wouldn't even buy my books. I hope my mom doesn't watch this episode because she'd give me the money to buy the books, but then I'd wait and I'd go to the class to see if I even needed the book, and then I would just keep the money. Sorry, Mom.
When I went to college, I bought 0 things. I took a pen off the dining room table and grabbed like a little notepad that we had next to the computer, and I went to college.
I feel like once you're out of high school, you just stop caring what everybody thinks about you. I'm just trying to get this degree and get my career and bounce out. Like, screw all of you. There's no football players, cheerleaders, who's the most popular. It's like, no, that was over. And that's why I left college.
You guys, those are just a few of our favorite back to school memories.
Tell us yours in the comments below.
And don't forget to subscribe so you can see more of this every single week.
Every week.
Guys, click left to check out live action Disney movies we want on Debatable, or you can always click right for this summer playlist of 2010 on Throwback.